Hey guys, Jimmy here. So thank you for coming back to Tugboat Actual. Sorry it's been a minute, cranking out a couple videos while I can. It's our busy season at work. Sorry. Anyways, I recently picked up a firearm that has been on a bucket list for a long time, and I never thought I would actually have the opportunity to get one. Why? They don't exist on the used market. The other variation of this gun exists all over Gunbroker. This one does not exist on the used market. No civilian wants them. I picked this one up after it had sat for almost 3 years on the shelf at my local cop shop. That cop shop is GT Distributors. Now, they're based out of Texas. There's one here in Florida and a couple others. Anyways, they are the distributor for almost, I'd say, 90% of the law enforcement agencies in the country. They handle all their new gun purchases, old gun buybacks, etc. So FHP, they were running, I think it was the 45 Gap for a hot minute, and Glock introduced FHP to Gap to get them away from the Beretta 96, I think it was. They didn't really like the Gap, so they wanted to go to, it was either the Glock 21 or the Glock 17. GT Distributor stepped in and made a deal. So I have an old FHP gun, Florida Highway Patrol. Here's the cool part. To get one of these brand new, you have to be a law enforcement agency. A regular cop just buying for himself cannot buy one. A federal officer cannot buy one for himself. It has to be the agency. So that is the Glock 17R. And yeah, that's a real Glock 17R. You read right here, warning, danger, practice sample, do not load or fire live ammunition. It can't fire live ammunition. I'll show you why. So this is the 17R slide, and I'm going to use my other Glock 17. This one I also got from GT Distributors. It was previously owned by St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. It is a Gen 4. The 17R is a Gen 3. So, 17R slide, no firing pinhole. Standard 17 slide, firing pinhole. This cannot, will not ever fire live ammo. The firing pin is actually cut off. Even if there was a hole, there's no tip to hit the primer. So, why does this gun exist? So, I'm going to tell you. This is a training gun, and that's all it is. As a firearms instructor, I highly recommend getting one. As a every so often range shooter, you don't need one. If you don't dry fire practice and you don't actually take firearms serious, you just go to the range and punch holes in paper, you don't need this gun. Competition shooters could definitely use this gun. So, on the standard Gen 4 Glock 17, this is how every single Glock works, even the other training pistol from Glock, the Glock 17T. All of them work this way. Clear. You fire, guess what? Dead trigger. Get to rack to slide. Fire. Rack to slide. Fire. I have seen a couple shootings from body cameras where I could tell the officer dry fired a lot. Why? It built in a habit of racking the slide. This is what this gun is made for. It is an auto resetting trigger. You don't have to rack the slide every single time. Period. An auto resetting trigger. This one's about 8 pounds. Horrible trigger. But you can cycle it as fast as you want, slow as you want, change your finger position, and it just keeps going. This is a serious training gun. If you do competitions, if you're in law enforcement, you actually take your use of a firearm seriously. If you can find one of these used, buy it. These just don't sell to the standard civilian market. Why? Well, I can't shoot live ammo from it. It's just a bit. Well, you still have to do a 4473 for it, so it's technically a firearm. But like I said, this one came from Florida Highway Patrol. Actually, their Academy logo, based out of Tallahassee. I am working on getting the Glock 17T with the FHP markings on it. I'm hoping to get number 4 as well. But this is seriously one of the best trainers out there. So there's a fella here in town who I first saw had these. And he had laser system inside. I'm still trying to figure out how he did it. But if you've seen Travis Haley with the interactive screens, and they had specific guns that would shoot lasers at the screen and register it, that's what these can be used for. So when I've actually been on this type of simulation, it'll actually register 17 rounds, or 18 if you modify the program to have one in the chamber with a full mag. It'll register 17 rounds, and you will actually have to drop the mag, rack the slide, put a new mag in, and then you get another 8 or 17 rounds. Here's the weird part. Every single one of these comes with a 40 cal mag. No idea. Anyways, this is a legitimate Glock frame. I have actually put a Gen 3 slide on this and used it as a standard Glock 17. And yeah, even with the standard Gen 3 slide and barrel, it will still work. So if you can find them, buy it. If you can find them, absolutely buy one. If you're serious about firearms, if you're serious about your art, your craft, if you're a competition shooter, get this. I don't know how often they come out. FHP has gone to the Glock 45 now, after I think they were the 17 for a hot minute. They don't have anything Gen 3 anymore. They got rid of all their Gen 3 trainers. So if you see one, jump on it. It could cost you $400. But if you're serious about your craft, it'll be a good $400 you spend. So anyways, guys, didn't expect it to take 9 minutes, but here we are. I have another video coming up, and it's about a little fundraiser that is near and dear to my heart. So thanks, guys. Have a good one.